chillin' like a medieval villain, wrapped up in the warmth of 3 electric blankets. My lower half's living its best life, soaking in the bubbling euphoria of a foot spa with water hot enough to rival a dragon's breath. And just for that extra sizzle, my hair's flirting with the flames of warmth. But here's the real head-scratcher as I bask in this cozy haven. I can't help but wonder, how the heck did people survive the icy grip of winter in the Middle Ages? Picture this: no electric luxuries, no binge watching on Netflix, just a raw battle against the bone-chilling cold. Join me as we dive into the frozen tales of yesteryear. Welcome to Tales of the Past, where winter's more than just a season. It's a frosty adventure. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, as it helps us grow and gives us motivation to do more work. Now, let's head to our list. Number 1. Clothes. In the timeless battle against winter's icy grip, our medieval counterparts had their A game on with a blend of insulation and radiation. Picture this: huddling close to a crackling heat source, while layers of thick clothing play bodyguard, ensuring warmth stays on our side. Now let's talk fashion, not the runway kind, but the medieval practicality vibe. Linen, that unsung hero, nestled beneath wool and outer layers, creating a cozy barrier. Because, let's face it, wool was a triple threat: hot, heavy, and oh so itchy. Linen saved the day, acting as the knight in shining armor between wool and sensitive skin. Bonus points: linen was a breeze to wash and dry. Heading outdoors? Boots, woolen gloves, scarves, and cloaks weren't just for show. Indoors, it was a symphony of smoke, sweat, and animals, winter living at its most pungent. If you were living the luxy life, a metal hand warmer was your winter BFF. Picture priests gripping these beauties during marathon sermons in chilly churches, ensuring their hands didn't go numb. The fear of dropping the Blessed Sacrament during communion? Scandalous. So, enter the decorative metal hand warmer, a hinged bowl filled with hot charcoal, releasing heat without the burn. But for the less privileged, heated bricks and stones were the medieval version of a hot water bottle. Tossed into bed, wrapped in cloth, and voila, a makeshift warmth haven. And let's not forget the winter couture. Wealthy lords flaunted fur-lined extravagance, while even peasants rocked rabbit and lambskins, maybe not as glam, but just as effective in keeping out the chill. Oh, and permission alert! Sanctuary laws of 1363 made it a medieval fashion faux pas for anyone other than the high-status ladies to don fox, lamb, rabbit, or cat fur. Fashion police in the Middle Ages, who knew? Houses. Now let's step into the humble abode of a medieval peasant. Brace yourself, these houses were like a chill-out zone for drafts, made from a mishmash of wood, wattle, and daub. Picture this: a cold breeze had free rein to waltz through every nook and cranny. European homes, often perched atop earth mounds, had a unique vibe, practical, but not exactly cozy. A fire, pulling double duty as both warmth provider and chef's haven, usually stole the spotlight at the heart of the home. No fancy chimneys here, just well-placed ventilation holes in the roof, a medieval take on ventilation, if you will. The downside? Peasants were practically marinated in the sweet fragrance of smoke, especially during winter. You'd smell like you just stepped out of a bonfire party, not the most glamorous, but hey, survival comes first. Some lucky peasants had a second floor, accessed by a ladder, a treasure trove for storage. Tables and beds cozied up around the fire, maybe with an adjacent spot for the four-legged roommates. Now, let's jet over to Viking territory. Their longhouses boasted long, narrow fire pits, lined with stones that soaked up heat like sponges, spreading warmth throughout. Ingenious, right? Animals, not just dinner and material sources, but living, breathing radiators. Picture this chaotic, yet strangely heartwarming scene: crowded quarters, animal noises echoing, and a scent combo of hay and soot. The drawbacks? It was a tad cramped, noisy, and aromatic. But hey, At least you weren't shivering. For those with portable braziers, safety was a hot issue. Many a house kissed the flames of carelessness. Stone buildings were fashionably chilly, and glass windows were reserved for the upper crust. Back in the 1230s, London's Palace of Westminster got a makeover with glazing, not to banish the cold, but to keep the icy winds at bay. In southern France, on the island of Magellan, cathedral windows sealed with plaster were the go-to winter hack. But for the less privileged, it was all about makeshift fixes paper or foliage strategically placed to fend off drafts. Because, in the medieval Game of Thrones against winter, every trick in the book counted. Weather of Middle Ages. Now don't think it was only the northern folks catching a chill mainland. Europe had its fair share of winter woes. Let's hop into the medieval deep freeze, shall we? In the bone-chilling winter of 1363 to 1364, Mother Nature went all out. Major rivers and lakes turned into frozen playgrounds between December and March. Picture this: in Mainz, Germany, the mighty Rhine River decided to take a 70-day nap under a thick layer of ice. Downstream in Cologne, they turned the icy river into a marketplace talk about making the most out of a frosty situation. Belgium wasn't spared either. The town of Fosses wore a snowy blanket for over 3 months. Even in the warmth-seeking southern Europe, the Venetian Lagoon, the Atlantic Ocean near Bordeaux, and the estuary of Garonne were frozen solid in February 1352. Down in Italy, the Florentine area got cozy under a snow blanket for a whole month in 1359. Talk about a winter wonderland, right? Now, brace yourself for the drama of 1389. Southern France, specifically the Laser region, witnessed epic snowfalls. A chronicle from Montpellier spilled the snowy beans, mentioning these snowfalls were so great that they destroyed many farmsteads. Many died because their houses fell down on them. Others died of cold. Others of hunger because people had run out of provisions. Bologna saw drifts towering up to 18 feet, and Medina, well, they outdid them. In Scandinavia, where winter was practically a neighbor, this snowy spectacle was business as usual. Vikings, ever the adventurers, used skis for hunting and transport. Meanwhile, in other parts of Europe, peasants likely hitched their boots to sleighs pulled by horses. Long-distance travel wasn't exactly a winter stroll in the park, and if you happened to be in isolated mountainous areas like those in Lozère during the harshest winters, survival was a dicey game. So, whether you were navigating icy rivers, turned markets, or fighting through snowdrifts taller than you, winter in medieval Europe was no walk in the frosty park. Food. In medieval farming communities, the grind for survival during winter was relentless. Early preparations, starting from spring, involved gathering firewood, a year-round task. Harvested food in autumn needed preservation pickling, smoking, drying, and brining were the go-to methods. Grains and produce were stored in pots, ready for hearty stews. Fresh fruits were air-dried or pickled for the lean winter months. Livestock, providing fresh milk and eggs in summer, played a vital role. Dairy products, like butter and cheese, were made from the milk. In Scandinavia, Skyr, a sour milk cheese, was a hit. Whey, a byproduct of cheese making, was used in pickling. Massive kegs held salted, smoked, and dried meats a feast for winter. Access to fresh water, be it a well, stream, or river, was essential. In extreme weather, melted snow became a lifeline for hydration. The dance of survival in medieval farming communities was a symphony of preparation, ensuring they weathered winter's chill. Entertainment. Once the essential maintenance and chores were wrapped up in medieval communities, folks needed to stave off the stir-craziness that came with winter. With agricultural activities taking a backseat, indoor pastimes took the spotlight. In the snowy outdoors, medievals found joy in games like sledding and ice skating on frozen lakes, using makeshift skates crafted from horse shin bones or polished wood. Vikings, always the strategic thinkers, considered snowball fights as excellent training for future battles. Illuminations from the Book of Hours, 1460, and other depictions showcased lively snowball fights, proving that fun knew no age limits. Indoor diversions ranged from spinning wool to storytelling and playing board games like chess and backgammon. Vikings, known for their strategic minds, combined sport with food procurement through winter boar hunts. High on the reading list during the Middle Ages was the Secretum Secretorum, covering ethics, astrology, medicine, and justice. It suggested a change in diet during winter, favoring hot meats like pigeon, game, and mutton, along with fine red wines. Bloodletting, laxatives, and overindulgence were to be avoided. For those living in the southern regions of Europe, accustomed to warm temperatures, a harsh medieval winter would have been quite a shock. In the north, where winters were familiar, pelts and skis helped combat the icy challenges. Starvation and disease lurked, especially as food stores dwindled and people crowded indoors. Stockpiles of provisions were crucial for warmth and sustenance, but in the depths of winter, death was an ever-present companion for the medievals. And there you have it, time travelers of tales of the past. We've unraveled the frosty mysteries of medieval winters. If you've enjoyed this historical escapade, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell for more captivating tales. Tales of the Past is your portal to ancient adventures. Have a historical topic you want us to explore? Drop it in the comments below. Until our next journey through time, this is Tales of the Past signing off. Stay curious, stay warm, and may your stories be as epic as those from the medieval era.